Todd, you want to slide down? It'd be easier. Please. Thank you. Working on these new words.
No, that's just the.
I'm consulting with the city, so.
That's hers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I get to stay in the audience.
I'll dance for this one.
I must say, by then, I think it's like it's back up.
You want to do the invocation or something?
Yes, sure.
What's
All
that?
right, we're going to open the stormwater meeting at 4:05.
Join us in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you that we live in America. Thank you that we have committees and voices and choices in our nation. We thank you that our nation is formed on your word, Father. And we just pray that you would guide us, give us the ability to make wise decisions, and that we would bless you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. So we have James sitting in for Violet.
Yeah.
And we have Miss Jameson sitting in for Jennifer.
Well, critically, she can't because she had been stormy. This is kind of a pleasure to see what's going on,
Okay.
however you want to put that.
Then we got Anna in for Jennifer.
We got some.
We're good, right?
Yeah.
All right. Item number 4, public testimony. Citizens are invited to speak on any topic or agenda item before and during the meeting by raising your hand to be recognized. However, unless the item is specifically listed on this agenda, the Stormwater Task Force is required under the Texas Open Meetings Act to limit its response with a statement of specific factual information reciting the city's existing policy on that issue or directing the person making the inquiry to visit with city staff about the issue, and no board deliberation is permitted for topics not specifically listed on this agenda. Do we have anything? Item number 5, approve board minutes from the September 16th, 2025 regular meeting.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Show the ayes have it. Are we doing that?
She's not here.
No, he's not here.
All right, so Marvin's not here, so we won't be doing the statement of official oath or appointees. So we're going to skip number 6 and we're going to move to number 7. Consider approval of the expenditure of consulting fees out of the stormwater fund for services with Ollier Engineering and Grant Administration. Did I say that right?
All our engineering, OEI,
Okay.
yeah, but it's about grant administration.
All right, you're up.
Okay. do you mind, is it okay if I pass out some stuff that kind of might help a little bit? We just put together just a little bit of info on funding opportunities that exist. You might already have a copy of some of this. Just to kind of give everyone an understanding of some of the funding options that are available. You want one as well? Do I need to stand here? or-
No, yeah.
Whatever you're more comfortable with.
So you'll find on that first page there, the funding opportunities. So TWDB stands for Texas Water Development Board. That is a state agency that often provides financial assistance, grants, low interest loans, things of that nature. You'll find some information basically about some of those programs listed underneath that topic. You'll see Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, obviously that's federal. Then you'll see the USDA, which is also considered federal funding, and it kind of explains a little bit about that program. Behind that, you'll find a little bit more detail into the USDA Rural Development Loan. The reason we've added a little bit more detail specifically for that loan is because that's the application that we'd like to apply for by way of the city. So the reason we want to use that loan program is because it exists continuously throughout the year. There's not a deadline. It's not a once a year thing. You can apply continuously at all times. So that's why that's really important, and that's where we're kind of headed with the approval upon approval to fill in this application. So behind that, you'll find a little bit more detailed information on what that application process with the USDA requires. So we just wanted to give you an idea of the depth of information that's required for that specific funding application. And so the way that they do that is you essentially have to provide a preliminary engineering report, an environmental report, a ton of other forms that go with it, financial information with the city. It's an entire package that gets put together and applied through the USDA for funding for stormwater projects. So what we do is we get the extent of a project, your high-level priority project, like high-level priority 1 and 2, and kind of combine that total cost and apply for that amount of funding. What they do is rank you based on the need for that project, a bunch of other stuff. You'll find that information in the detailed chart on the very back side. On the rating criteria, so it has to do with your community, average household income, things of that nature, the risk, where you're at in the actual infrastructure. They've got their own kind of internal rating system for that. And so based on that ranking, and how much funding is available, it first comes in as grant funding, which is a grant, as you know, it's not paid back, it's grant funding. Or they do a combination of grant and low interest loan. It's just dependent on how much funds are available at that time. So first you go under the grant. If the grant fundings can't cover your project, then you have a percentage that might be a low interest loan. One of the things that we do is we apply for a larger sum or larger project amount, because they can always come back and say, we can't do this amount, but maybe we can do this amount, and you can still get part of that project completed. So that's just a quick kind of overview of what we intend to do. If you guys are in approval, is apply for this specific grant, which is the Texas or the USDA grant. Now, what's good about that is once we get the preliminary engineering report, and you basically have to do a pre-design so that you can get a really good opinion of probable construction costs, or OPCC, for that project. That way you know what the funds are that you're trying to apply for your specific project. You put money in there for contingency, you put money in there for inflation, all of those things. You can piggyback off of that kind of project summary, and you can apply for some of these other grants. that have deadlines throughout the year. So that's why I also included that other grant information, and that's our intention. Are there any questions?
How does it hold up under what we're experiencing lately?
Pardon?
I said, how does it hold up with what we're experiencing lately with the federal government
There
and the
are
shutdown policies?
There are some delays with the USDA application process, but they are still allowing us in the website to provide documentation. I don't know what that looks like on the back end as far as their approval of fundings right now. And that's all I know about it.
I'm gonna ask you these in the order I got them.
Okay.
That way, when Cassie's writing it down, she can put it together easier. One of our board members wasn't able to be here, but she asked me to ask these questions.
Okay.
So the first one is, which grants will we be applying for? Which USDA we know is one.
Yeah, that's the main one, and then we're gonna follow that up with Texas Water Development Board grants, simply because of the size of your community, your population, and your median household income.
You got that?
Todd,
Are these ones that
can I-
city has applied for in the past?
I believe Marvin said that there was a while back, there was a USDA loan, that USDA application that had been done, but I feel like he said that was completed.
I
We
believe that's
talked
right. Is that
last-
right, Mickey?
I'm not aware of one.
You're not aware of one?
Not the USDA loan.
He said it was old.
Yeah, I may predate me. I'm not aware of the USDA one.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything online on our initial research if the River Oaks coming up on any initial search, but
Okay.
we can certainly double check that.
We did do the Texas Water Development Board.
Yeah, we've done those.
Yeah, you've probably done some of the CDBG stuff or the Clean Water State Revolving Fund. Those are pretty common for cities to go for.
I was curious, a community of our size, what's the success rate of getting the grant?
It's pretty high for your size and median household income. The USDA loan is primarily for rural or populations that are 10,000 and under. So you guys, I think, are around 7,500 right now, somewhere in there. And then your median household income is in a good spot. So I think more for you guys, it's the infrastructure need that's probably going to put you at a higher ranking.
Which is good.
Because the information that I have, your last stormwater master plan is severely outdated. It's probably one of the older ones that I've seen for a community of your size, and the need for your stormwater infrastructure is really, really high right now. You're talking like if there's a catastrophic event, a 100-year storm, something like that, for it to cause pretty severe damage. So those types of things rank you higher.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, what is the timeline? And are there certain deadlines for each grant we can track?
There are deadlines for Texas Water Development Board grants. Usually that's in March every year. USDA, there is not a deadline. It's a continual basis. You can apply throughout the entire year, and then it gets approved. I think we've heard responses back in as little as 90 days. We've heard responses back that take a little bit longer, and then you get funding for the next year. USDA is it's a little bit trickier because it has that rolling submittal. But Texas Water Development Board, I can send you an actual list of the deadlines. Typically, it's around March to do
Okay.
your preliminary engineering, or what is it called? The PIF. It's preliminary information form. They call it a PIF.
Okay, one more. What grant-related success have you had for other municipalities?
We have at least 10 people right now, I would say, 10 cities that are under grant. We've got 2 large cities in Houston that are under really large grants, GLO funding grants, as well as Texas Water Development Board. We have a ton around Central Texas in here. So Cleburne, Waco, kind of those round ring cities. pretty much everybody is going for grant funding right now because funding across the board for municipalities in Texas, it's just the only way they can do that, short of issuing bonds.
Okay, that's all I have.
Any other questions?
So does it matter or does it put much weight on the old donkey? If
On the what?
old donkey, for the rivers that we've had problems with? In other words, when we're talking about availability, would that have like a trump card over us
I don't know
in the hill
that,
country?
I don't know that would have a trump card necessarily over you, but, I mean, I don't really have any data that could support that, so I don't really know how to answer that right now.
Well, and plus it hadn't been
What's your
that
spot?
way.
Yeah, so, so I really don't know the answer to that.
Well, I know it's under a great deal of pressure.
There's a lot of trickle down. So here's what's crazy is, what's happening now with like the government shutdown. So prior to that, there was a huge infrastructure funding that got sent through the United States, went to Texas. And so we've got this huge kind of pool of money for water, wastewater, stormwater infrastructure that came through. And this is, I think, last year, the end of last year, something like that. Maybe it's the beginning of this year. And so all of these cities started putting in for their CIP programs to do all this infrastructure, thinking they were getting those funds. So what they did was they went to the larger cities that needed some of these replacements first, and then it got trickled down to the smaller guys, and the smaller guys ended up with all of the changes, not getting any of that infrastructure money. So it's caused a lot of issues downstream. So I'm hoping that pushes the funding for USDA and other grant programs that are out there to score the little guys high.
Yeah, because the USDA does a whole lot more. People always look at that as meat and checking stuff, but it's one of the biggest holders of the purse strings.
It is, because it's the Department of Agriculture. So,
Right.
yeah, and it's a great program, and a lot of people don't know about it. I mean, we do stuff. We were under a grant with USDA with a meat processing plant, but we're doing the wastewater for the plant. So, and they were able to get funds pretty easily because of that need. So the funds are there. The city of Benjamin, I don't know if you're familiar with that, it's a small city. They've been under USDA loan to clean their water with RO treatment. We helped them design that. So funding, applications, all of that, it's in our wheelhouse. We do it with almost everybody that we work with, all of our municipal clients, because like I mentioned, the funding's just not there. So our bread and butter is kind of communities of your size to medium-sized municipalities. And almost everything we do, we go for funding.
So under the current condition, do you think it seems like it'd be a little hard to increase funding when you've got such demand on funding that Mother Nature had done. I mean, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think that, there's no way that you can kind of predict,
Yeah, because it's unpredictable.
what that's going to be. With the government shutdown right now, we all know here that, it's a long time, but government's not going to shut down forever. It's just not. It trickles down to too many other things, right? All the funding programs, infrastructure updates, military, everything. And when that starts back up, you're either going to be behind and reactive, or you're going to be proactive. And so it just kind of, it's where you want to be in that. Do you want to wait and gamble on maybe in the future or maybe next year, or do you want to do it now so you put your, you get into the on the front end?
Well, of course, we've got a lot of different things that really need to be looked at and have needed to be looked at for decades.
Yes, so, I didn't bring a bunch of this because it's just gonna get too, I didn't really wanna get into the weeds with you guys, but I just wanted to kind of show, you know, kind of the extent of what we're talking about here. And I guess I can, kind of pass this down. This is just a printout from your master plan. And so you guys can read this and tell me what you come up with on what needs to be done. And there's not, by the way, a opinion of cost for the largest project that's on here, most important project that you guys need. It's not a part of what was given to you guys. So, of course, it's way outdated, so we'd have to get new information anyway. But you'll see from the orange sticky to the orange sticky is the extent of the project that we're looking at. And just take a look at it, pass that around. If you can, it's kind of hard to decipher. But you'll know immediately. Yes, ma'am. So you'll see. Well, you can't see it on that one.
That's it, I mean, the drainage channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the major one that we talked about.
One comes right under City Hall.
Yeah, right out from
Back here.
this way,
Yeah.
and all the way up to the park. So that's the biggest one that we're looking at doing, the most important and the most impactful right now. But what we're going to do is try and add in kind of priority 2 as well, which is over there. I'll show you. I don't know why that green didn't print is very good, but the Ohio Garden.
Going across the way here.
I'm sorry about the green. It didn't really transfer over when we copied it very well, but I can get you guys some better visuals for our TIS department if you. But again, I don't want you to get too much in the weeds and think about that. We'll delineate that project a lot better, put some funds to it, show what needs to be upgraded, do a preliminary model so we know what kind of sizes we're looking for, your existing flows, and your watersheds that come to that channel, what's expected in a 100-year flood. And so we'll run all of those different scenarios in our modeling and kind of come up with a preliminary sizing, and then we'll start putting numbers to it, and that's how we come up with the number that we apply for USDA. So you're, just to kind of put it in perspective, the application, I mean, you're looking in the $7 to $10 million range. I mean, it's large. So it's imperative that you guys apply for funding assistance. You guys are pretty much locked in on your CCN from what I'm seeing as well. So, you know, other than going up on rates and things like that, you know, what you get in is what you get in. So as far as funding is concerned. And I know stormwater doesn't get a lot of attention.
No, it's a back burner.
It doesn't get a lot of attention until it rains and people flood and there's issues with it.
So your company, that the city would be paying y'all to help redraw a master plan, or just to see these major areas that we need big funding for?
Yes, ma'am. So we would do specific for this project, for this technically 2 projects. So we'll do that large one and we'll go ahead and put another one on there. The reason we're doing that is if they come back and say you only get this much funding, we can then choose the major part of each of those projects and actually still get something done. So
Okay,
it's just for these projects. It's just for this application. And then that will roll into the project, and then we'll do the design, and we'll do the full design and construction management and all of that, and make sure it's done properly. So we do full engineering. So from grant application through engineering, design, through construction administration, bidding, all of it.
so it's like turnkey, we just,
Well, this is just the application, but
Okay.
once you get the grant funding, then it would be turnkey through us still.
okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions? We're also looking at other stuff outside of this and the water side too, plant upgrades. Just doing a whole overhaul across the board for you guys, trying to see where we can find funding.
That free money.
Oh, yeah.
We want that
Yeah,
free
there's not
money.
even matches. I haven't heard you say anything about match.
There are some match programs that are in there. We try to leave that last because we want to get out
Yeah.
anything that you can where you're not having to pay it back, or at least you're doing a low interest loan. We've had some issues with people trying to do matches.
Oh, yeah, it's,
Yeah, but nothing's off the table. You know, I say that, but nothing's off the table. I mean, we're gonna turn over every rock. We've got some contacts out there that work for these agencies, Texas Water Development Board, USDA, that will let us know what's out there. We've been doing it for, let's see, what is that, since '89, so that's 36 years? So, it's not our first rodeo. We've done it many, many times over and over. So I know it's always, it's hard because you've got to spend money to get money. But for us, it's in that design of that initial project. It's in developing what those costs are going to be. And we have to do some preliminary design. We have to provide a preliminary engineering report for the application. We have to provide an environmental report for the application. So there's still some stuff that goes into this application.
and what would you say would be about an average time frame?
I would say you're looking at 90 days to 6 months, somewhere in there.
It's a little quicker than what I thought. Of course, I don't know much about it.
Right now, it might be delayed because of what's happening on the federal side, so I can't tell you that. But typically, we've seen 90 to 6 months, depending on how complete the application is.
So this goes to council tonight. So they'd like to have the board's blessing when they make their decision.
I think it sounds good. Any way we can get financial help, I think is crucial.
I agree.
So with that, we're gonna need to vote on it to send it to council.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the proposal from OEI and present it to the council tonight for a vote.
Did you complete it?
Time.
Sorry,
Did you complete your motion?
To see what they say.
I thought I did, but.
No, my ears are
Oh, I'm
plugged up,
sorry.
so I have a problem hearing you.
So-
It's all right. I'll second that.
It's already second.
Oh, okay. See, my ears are plugged up.
All right, I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Show the ayes have it. All right, thank you.
Thank you all for your time. I appreciate it. And I'll leave cards if anybody has questions after this. Feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to answer them. I will send kind of a deadline for the other grants that are available as well.
Okay.
Let me pass this on.
I got one.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There you go. One right there. Did I hand you one over there? Thank you all again.
All right, we'll be in touch with you.
What's that?
I'll be in touch with you on
Okay,
all that.
thank you, sir.
all this.
Let me get this back up.
You don't have to leave. You want to stay, you can stay.
Do you want me to leave? I made some extra copies. I don't know if you have more council members that might want this information.
I would say so,
Okay, okay.
to be honest.
I'll leave that. We work with council a lot too, and they like stuff, so I'll leave this.
Yes, sir.
It's the same thing that everybody got.
Thank you.
So you have enough for 5 or 6
We
people?
need
Oh,
to-
plenty. I made 20 copies,
we
so
need the motion
we got excited. I didn't know how
to
many
approve
people would be on the board.
So the motion needs to state the funding for this is approved.
State of funding that's approved.
It's all right.
They were allowing the council to spend money to fund the application.
All right. I make a motion that we approve and give the council the ability to employ and pay the consultant fees of E OEI.
You hear that?
I second.
Yeah, did you hear it? Okay, as long as we're approving the funding, that's what we needed on the motion. Out of the stormwater fund. All good?
Good.
Okay, call me back when we screw up the next time. Call
He
me
called
back when
me.
we screw up the next time.
Pardon?
It said he called me. I
Okay.
didn't answer.
Yeah, we'll get it written in and around. Okay,
You need this back?
No, sir, that's for you. I've got,
Cassie, you
I've
got
got
that?
all
You
your
got that?
stuff.
Okay.
Yes, I will get
we're
with
just
Marvin.
approving the funding.
Yeah, I'll get with Marvin.
All right.
Okay, thank you
All right.
all.
Thank
you.
Y'all have a good day.
You
And
too.
thanks for clowning around already.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Item number 8, discussion and or action on participation in the upcoming career day at Casper Elementary. Do we have a date?
I don't know anything, I don't know when this is.
I saw it over something, but I can't remember what date it was.
What was it y'all had a week or so ago?
That was the
Not sure, I might-
truck
Was it?
thing
The National Night Out?
at
Oh,
the
you're
school,
talking about the
the
school?
truck thing.
That was a, like a career day thing they did there. Just letting the kids see what the trucks and stuff do, the backhoes, trash trucks. Man, when we got back in those backhoes to bring them back to the shop, man, every button in that thing was lit up. They
Oh, my
pushed everything they could get their hands on.
That's when we had a,
Thank you. For doing that, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm the one that called at the last minute.
No.
I got a call.
Yeah, no, it worked out great.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. Y'all are talking about this event. I have the date on me right this minute. Castleberry High School has a fall festival that we paid for 2 tables. So if y'all want to participate.
is that trunk or treat or what is that?
No, that truck treat's different than that.
It's a fall festival.
I haven't heard anything about that one yet.
I don't know that anybody has. I got a call from the president of the student council, and it's like mid-November, I think.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's gonna be a car show, it's gonna be pop-up market, all that kind of stuff. And I was with Marvin when they called me, and he said, well, we'll take 2 tables.
Okay,
So
that's probably what we'll do.
we can fill it in with something, so whatever y'all
Stormwater
wanna
and
do.
something.
Yeah, Stormwater is one of the ones he mentioned, because I think y'all got,
We got goodies. Yeah.
so, sorry to interrupt.
No, you are great.
I'm working on finding out when the career day is.
Okay, thank you.
It's, I believe it's just a discussion.
So we'll leave that open, leave it on here, leave it open. Public Works Director Todd Henderson and city engineer Mickey Thompson reporting on drainage issues involving Roberts Cutoff, study from Casper Cutoff to Pomona, 1008 Yale flooding complaint, 1658 long street drainage, private drainage ways on Jacksboro Highway. That's all you.
On that,
Batter up.
all right, so Robert's Cutoff, don't have any updates on that other than I talked to Marvin yesterday about that house up there at the corner of Robert's Cutoff and, oh goodness, what's the other street up there that comes down?
Where it comes into
Yeah, where that drainage from Fort Worth discharges into that back of the
Casper Cutoff.
Castleberry Cutoff right there. There's a house up there that, of course, it's gone now. But he said the owner of it was complaining about erosion coming out of there, and he asked me to start looking at possibly doing a topo or something on that to get that figured out what needs to be done. And he said they're not happy, or he didn't get into a lot of detail on it, but he just said he'd talk with me about it later on this week.
I know we're looking at redoing that road.
Okay.
We are gonna repave that.
Well, if you're
I think we're gonna have enough funding to do it.
Okay.
Casper cutoff or?
Castleberry.
How
Okay.
far down there?
Do what?
How far?
From Yale to the Roberts cutoff.
Okay. So, yeah, if you can do
It's
that,
not long.
it's not long, but yeah, I mean, those culverts probably need to be improved through there
Yeah, and then that drainage cut.
and that drainage as well. So that may be what he's talking
We'll do
about.
some type of little, something
Concrete.
in the,
Ditch,
yeah, something through the road,
allow water to sheet flow over the top of it.
maybe so.
It'll be a low water crossing at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said
But
that
we
there
could-
was,
We're gonna make like a steep deal where it's water's flowing through there.
I'm not 100% sure. We're just in the early
All right.
stages of this.
Can I ask that we try not to make it as steep as some of the other
Oh,
ones?
no, we're gonna make a big old speed bump for you fire truck people.
Well, that's great, except for one thing, they bottom out over there and it's kind of hard for us to get to a call.
yeah,
Like I said, we haven't discussed anything yet. I think you were gonna do your part in that, and then we're gonna go back and look at some other things. So we're still not, we're not there, but we're starting.
yeah. I didn't know anything about it until yesterday when Marvin talked to me about it. He said the erosion coming through the lot was a problem. So I told him probably the best thing to do is look at that outfall coming from Fort Worth. I mean, that's an existing culvert. And he said the only thing was done, it was clean. The culvert was cleaned out and let the water come out of there.
Didn't we
muck
do that
and
last
everything.
year?
No,
Or
not
just-
since I've been here.
I think Jeremy did that.
It was a couple of
now.
years, I remember.
Yeah, Jeremy did that. It was they went out there and cleaned that up and cleaned that channel out and stuff. It's the last thing I remember anybody's talking about doing anything on. But
We put that, river bedrock or whatever there, right?
yeah, there's,
In between the house and the,
I think there was, like I said, Jeremy and City Forces did that stuff. So I'm not aware of exactly what they did on it. They just kind of went in there and did some sort of maintenance or what have you on it. I just don't remember what, I don't know what it was. You know, it wasn't something that I drew up plans on or anything else, but I know we've done that drainage study all the way from there, all the way down to,
Baylor.
Meandering.
yeah, it's down there quite a ways. But anyhow, so he had mentioned that the erosion coming into the lot was a problem. The property owner was upset about it. So really, I said, just knowing the scope of what he told me is probably need to get an evaluation of that culvert and the discharge velocities and try and get that water to slow down enough. So probably put some rock riprap or something down there to
That's what I was
dissipate the
talking about.
energy. Yeah. Got to do something in there if it's causing erosion, but I mean, it's natural drainage channel. It's been like that. So anything that's happened on that property, as far as I'm aware of, y'all haven't done anything on that property. That hadn't been touched by y'all. So it's the city of Fort
Is
Worth.
this the property that it had the house on it and the water
did.
would come up?
Yeah.
It,
Okay,
it butts, the property butts up to H&R, breaker service.
So,
But we're at early stages. We're not,
yeah,
we're just talking.
yeah.
So it's getting closer, but we'll get there.
Okay. Road going under CDBG or is that county replacing it?
Open County.
Okay.
We have approved already. Yes.
So,
Is that one they're parking up there?
No, they're working somewhere else.
yeah, so I would probably look at a low water crossing on that and just be real cautious with it because cars do get swept away and that's got a pretty good sized amount of water coming through. It's not like a small drainage deal, but
I'm sure we're gonna all get together soon and
yeah.
put a plan together for this.
Yell Street flooding complaint. I did talk with, I guess the attorneys and me and Marvin, and I guess you were copied on it. Kind of had some stuff going back and forth on the Yell Street stuff. Not much happening. I know that he wasn't real happy with the drainage situation. Said he was going to consult with his attorney, and haven't heard anything from there. I told Marvin again, is more than happy to talk with the guy, kind of go over our findings with it, and you know.
I've gone to that house over there on Baylor 4 times now, knocked on the door, and I can't get him back on the door. We talked about the curb.
Yeah,
putting the curb
closing
back
off the curb back up.
I can't get him on the door.
Yeah,
I don't know what the deal is. I mean, there's always cars there.
yeah.
I can't get him come to the door, so hopefully I'll catch him outside
Which one
one
is
day.
this?
One there at Baylor and Yale,
Yeah. Not on the corner, but the one,
right next door. The one where the water goes through his driveway and then back around the east side of his house.
Is this the swimming pool one?
Yeah, this is
That's
just
where
north
it
of him.
was.
He's
Okay.
up there on Baylor Street. So anyhow, but that's all I've heard on that.
nothing left there.
Long Avenue, what is
So I
decided
think
there
what
on
we're
that?
gonna do is, in that manhole, we're gonna build something that's gonna defer the water to where it hits that, and just kind of shoots it out to the side where it'll just go back downhill from there.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we can come up with something with maybe some flat iron, angle iron or something.
yeah,
We can weld to the lid, or not the lid, but the ring that's in there.
okay.
See if we can just figure out some way to deter it.
I'll
I'm
come up with a
worried about
concept
putting
sketch
something on
for
the
you.
curb,
Yeah,
because one, people are gonna run over it. Two, that's gonna stop water coming from the other end coming down.
yeah.
You know, I don't need it hitting that and shooting it across. That defeats the whole purpose.
I can come up with a quick sketch for you of what I think is probably a good idea for
I
it.
think it needs to be inside. I don't think it needs
Yeah,
to
it
be
needs-
outside.
It'll be outside of the curb, but we would take and probably what I was thinking is on that radius, because that curb kind of comes up like this, so the pipe comes down into the back of it, and the water. So the water comes out of that radius right there. So this is your inlet, that's your back of curb. Kind of what I was thinking about doing is just opening this back up and going to the south, and then you maybe just rebuild the curbs right here, and then just shoot that flume back to the south and close up the gap right there where it doesn't blow out. So I can't remember if the water goes downhill to the north or goes downhill to the south.
Goes
But
to the north.
I'd just go back in here and probably put like some sort of an inlet top. Maybe it's another like a curb inlet, but not facing the street here, facing that direction or that direction. And then it encourages the flow to go this way, not
Right.
that way. Or it encourages the flow to go that direction. Anything to keep it from going
Straight
bumping
across.
straight out and going across that road.
Yeah.
Will help with that being the case.
We're gonna try to start working on that next week.
Okay.
We'll come up with something. Me and the guys will take that and whatever they've come up with and see what's gonna be the easiest for us to do.
I'll put you, like I said, I'll be happy to put together a sketch for you and shoot it over to you and let you look at it. 'Cause I got all the survey shots in that
Yeah,
area.
go ahead, get me with it.
Okay.
We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Private drainage on Jacksboro.
That's you.
Me? Where?
Oh, no, that's-
Well, they're working on it. I don't know about the one that we had worked on. I haven't heard anything because Valerie is working on that, so I don't know if she has, got a hold of the owner or not, which I doubt it. I know most of the businesses and the houses in Shanna have tried to comply as much as they can, and it looks way better from the inside.
So everybody's cleaning up their
Yes.
parts.
Yes,
Except for that one area.
except for that one area.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a difficult one to clean up
Oh,
that
yeah,
area.
that's gonna be miserable.
So-
If you don't have something fall on you, you're gonna be eaten up with mosquitoes. They're gonna carry you off in there.
Yeah, those mosquitoes are the size of 18-wheelers, so,
No, I mean, everybody's doing their part so far, so when it gets down to the nitty gritty, then we'll go in there and we'll do what we have to do. All right, that's all I got. You got anything else?
I thought I could roll top of the drain.
All right.
board meeting, item number 10, board meeting member questions, comments, and announcements.
I got nothing.
It's encouraging to hear about the possible funding.
Yeah, I think they'll find it and they'll go after it for us.
So
That's what we need. We need some of that good grant money coming in.
Halloween night, or we're not doing trunk or treat or anything.
Public Works is doing it, Code is doing it, right?
Yes.
They're doing trunk or treat. Normally it was just, as far as citywide, I think we were the only two, that did it, we're signed up to do it again this year.
Who's the contact for that? I
got an email I can forward you
alright, that'll work.
with the info on it.
Where is it being held?
That's, that school over there.
Okay.
I think that's Barbara.
It's that same school we
It's-
went to
yeah,
last year.
Barbara.
Still don't know the name of it yet.
That's trunk or treat,
Trunk or treat.
just down the street from me on Yale. I
That's
was on Yale.
next Thursday.
Not
Yeah,
Yale,
so
it's,
Robert's come up.
Barbara and Churchill.
Barbara.
Barbara and Churchill.
No, Barbara and Isabel.
No,
Barbara and
it's
Isabel.
the 30th.
Yeah.
Thursday.
That direction.
Oh,
It's on the lower end over there.
okay.
That
Right,
way.
East Go. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think, we're set for it. I believe you are ready to go, so.
They have a easier parking area for people to get into. That's why they hold it there.
Well, the reason I was asking if it was near me over there, I only got 3 trick-or-treaters last year, so I didn't buy a lot of candy this year.
That's because everybody goes down on Merritt Street over here.
Yeah,
That is the happening place for trick or treaters.
Yeah.
Is Merritt and Placo and Barbara.
I
That
think
area
trunk or
right there is
treat's
pretty good. So if you got kiddos, bring them to that area.
Everybody else does.
Yeah,
yeah.
they go all out in that area, so it's kind of fun.
Well, the parents
There's
just see who's
one-
giving the money. Who's giving
There's one with an
candy for the
octopus
kids.
hanging out of the window.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
think
of cool.
that's scary now.
Other than that, item number 11, adjournment.
I make a motion.
Second.
Adjournment at 4. Oh, all in favor, sorry.
Aye.
Adjournment at 4:52.
Done.
Got ahead of myself there. Got excited.
How you doing, sir?